Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. In this video, we're going to be recovering what happened in the shootout course of the last competition that I went to. The shootout course takes place after the first two courses. However, the first two courses, whoever takes first, second, and third gets a cash payout from the $10 fee to enter the competition. On the shootout course, winner takes all. So if you take second or third, that's too bad because you're going home empty-handed. In this one, we had 6 competitors enter with a $10 entry fee, so that means 60 bucks is on the line. We set up 4 or 5 gates, and it is my turn to come up to this. Now, to establish a running order, the judge wrote down a number, had us pick a number between 1 and 30. I ended up the closest to that number, so what happened was whoever was closest ran last and worked our way down the list compared to what everybody else picked. So I get the big advantage of seeing everyone else try it and see the lines that they did. Now my rig is a little bit different. It's a little bit wider than most. However, it's still pretty similar with a similar wheelbase, and I could see where people had issues, and most importantly, I could see what worked. So we're gonna give this one a shot, see how I do on this shootout course. Again, winner take all. Let's see where we end up. So as the rest of the field, I don't have a video of them. First driver up made it to the second gate, second driver up made it to gate 3, and I think 3 or 4 of those guys made it to gate 3. I helped one of the drivers. He had a mechanical issue. We got his truck fixed. He ended up dying with a battery. I gave him a battery to run, and he got all the way through gate number 5, and then it was my turn to go up. So I had to make all 5 gates in less time than he did if I wanted to walk away with the cash. Let's see how this goes. So you may recognize this starting point from my course number 1 in the competition. However, this time we're going left because this line's a little bit harder, and in the original competition he wanted to utilize more of that waterfall formation. So this course is anything goes. You just have to get through it clean. So right there I clipped a cone. You just back up, reset the cone. No reverses are counted here. This is pretty like freewheel, freestyling, rock crawling. You just got to get through these gates clean. Now at the second gate, if I hit the gate, same thing. You just back up, reset the gate, and try and get it again. You got a 5-minute time limit to get through 5 gates. So this one it doesn't show the depth of this very well, but this is pretty steep and pretty deep down in that hole. So if my rear tires were to fall too far down in there, the truck could absolutely stand up very straight, and I was really concerned about how vertical this climb was going to get. So right here, I'm mostly just trying to position my rear axle. I want to come into this as straight as possible, and the previous competitors that had the previous competitors who had made it through here, that was how they had managed to do it, was just climbing evenly on these walls, which I feel like I'm pretty decent at. That's what I go out and do most of the time when I'm out in my main area that I go rock crawling. So you can see here the terrain's a little bit different than the sand hollow sandstone that I normally drive on. This isn't terribly far away. It's a local competition still, but this rock is definitely a lot different. It's more of a white, really grippy sandstone. So here we go. Got it up on both sides, nice and smooth. You can see you're not going to race your way through that. You have to hit the marks just right. Now right here, I'm trying to get up above the next gate, and that rock was not going to allow me to do that. So I go up the left rock and work my way around, and instead of trying to climb from the bottom up to this next gate, I come from the top and back down the side of it and then try and shoot up this gate. So right here, positioning myself to work the rear tires down, get me as close to that gate as possible. Almost tip over right there. You can see that suspension starting to unload. And so the key here is I don't want my back tires to come off of that bottom ledge. I want to stay up on top of this ledge because a lot of the guys were struggling to even get up onto that first ledge. So we just got to keep our tires squared up in here. You can see like the bowled out areas. This is not an easy course. This is the gate where most people didn't make it through. So I had watched 3 or 4 guys time out on this trying to make it. And I was trying to come from the top side so that I didn't have to fight my way up. Right here, I'm really close to that cone, but basically I had to just back out of it to not tip over. I was getting way offline, and now I'm at the bottom of this. Full throttle, shoot up this thing, and it basically resets me. Coming back down this hill again, keeping all 4 tires above that top ledge, working the front end over. I'm getting a lot better steering on this one for whatever reason. Wherever my rear tires were placed, are really helping. So I'm keeping all tires on the ground, and then there's that overhang ledge on the back right. Tire climbs it, shoot on up. This is the last gate. All I have to do is get through this gate, and I'm walking away with some cash. So here we go. It's very steep, but it rolls over. There we go, we got it. Ooh, that back tire was gonna clip that back gate, so I have no choice. Right there, I clipped it, had to put the truck back down, reset the gate, and try it again. At this point, I've got like 1 minute left on the clock. I have to make it through here to get it done. And I still have to beat the guy by a certain amount of seconds. Unfortunately, my back end just keeps sliding over as I'm working my way up towards this gate. I'm so close to walking away with this cash, guys. I can't get my rear axle over enough. So I end up grabbing my truck, throwing it down to the bottom again, take a reset, bump my way up. And it's so steep that I can't do anything once I'm up there. Like, once my rear tires are up, I can't steer them, I can't back up and get them worked uphill or anything like that. I'm just fighting to get that perfect line to slip the back tires through. Now we're really starting to run low on time. I don't know if I'm gonna beat the other guy, if at all, even make this gate. Just the way my truck is driving this, as I push it into that underhang, I can't get the rear end to steer up and around that cone. It actually pushes it closer to the cone. Grab the truck, throw it up on top of the rock. I've got 30 seconds left. I asked the judge to jump out of the way because I'm going to approach this like I did my last one. Drive around top, back down, and shoot up the gate to see if that helps me at all. Working our way down. Now this is very steep, and if my tires let go at any point, I'm going to be back down where I was trying to start. Just trying to claw for all the traction, start to turn, come forward a little bit, but I can't drop on the cone, that doesn't count. Now we're down to like 10 or 15 seconds. I dropped all the way to the bottom again. Bounce my way up, turn right, even full throttle, my rear tire clips that cone, and that's the end of the shootout course. The one guy who made it through all the gates ended up walking away with the cash, and I was the runner-up, being that I actually made it to the last gate, but unfortunately with how wide my truck was, I wasn't able to make it happen. So super fun competition. It was a great time. The shootout course is definitely one where you get a little more adrenaline going because you're trying to walk away with some money, especially where it's winner take all. That's always super fun. Unfortunately, my truck was too wide. I couldn't get that back end around. I'm super proud of how the truck performed. It went up against a bunch of flat rail LCG chassis, and this truck did excellent. I made it through the whole course. I just couldn't quite get my tire around that cone. If it was a 1/4 inch further right, I would have had it. But that's how things go sometimes. I greatly appreciate you guys watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. This one was a little more intense, and I really hope you guys appreciated the review on the shootout course here after my competition that went on this weekend. My name is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, hit the affiliate links down below. Check out Sky RC on Facebook. They're a local hobby shop to Southern Utah, as well as Rock Pirates RC. Those guys are based out of California. They make the awesome rock sliders and shock towers you saw there on my competition crawler. I would greatly appreciate it. In the next competition you guys find yourself at, keep the rubber side down.